Daniel Jones. Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. If you love the Giants but you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. So Brian Daboll talked to the media, and he said that they are not benching Daniel Jones versus the Commanders. In fact, the Giants will not bring in anyone to compete with Daniel Jones. All right, fine. There's no fooling us Giants fans. Hard Knocks was probably the worst thing to happen to the Giants in quite some time. There's no fooling us at this point. None. Just because of that show. It was very revealing in that show that from the jump, they did not believe in Daniel Jones. They did not believe that Daniel Jones was their guy. In fact, if they could have taken a quarterback, they would have. But it had to have been the top three. Williams, May, or Daniels. So it had to have been one of those guys. Unfortunately, it wasn't. They went with Neighbors. Great pick. But from how they were talking this past offseason, it just seemed they did not believe in Daniel Jones from the start, and they didn't. And guess what? He's our starting quarterback. He's our QB. He looked horrible. He looked so bad. Not connecting with open receivers. He looked terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yet, he's still our starting quarterback. Now, what other options do they have outside of Jones? Drew Lock stinks. DeVito, third string. Last season, when Tyrod Taylor, when he was able to play again, they replaced DeVito just like that. So it shows you how much they truly believe in Tommy DeVito. And he's third on the depth chart. So he's not, so he wouldn't even be the next guy to play. It would be Drew Lock, and he stinks. So what options do the Giants have outside of Jones? They don't. They have nothing. That's on Daboll. That's on Shane. It's their fault that the Giants are in this spot, that they have a quarterback that they don't believe in, that the fan base doesn't believe in. It's their fault. We could bash Daniel Jones all we want. Was he bad? He was bad, but it's Shane's fault. It's Daboll's fault that we're even in this spot to begin with, that they have a quarterback that they don't believe in. That's what pisses me off about this whole thing. They have a quarterback that they don't care for, that they don't believe in. And guess what? He's starting on Sunday. He's starting against the Commanders, against a divisional opponent, the second game of the season. He's going to start. And not only you don't believe in frickin' Daniel Jones, you don't believe in the other QBs in your in that quarterback room. You don't. Because for you to say that you're not going to bring in after that awful performance, that you're not going to bring in a quarterback to compete with Daniel Jones, that means the guys that you already have in the room aren't competing with Daniel Jones. Jones was bad. Horrible. And that falls on Daboll and Joe Shane. Absolutely pathetic that we had to watch that. Pathetic. The Giants' offensive line, according to many analytics and different types of stats, the offensive line was fine. It performed fine overall. Jones could not find the open receiver. Fine. Bench Jones. What are your other options? Two other guys that the organization does not believe in Drew Lock and DeVito. That's evident. That's clear. And they already said that they are not going to go outside the organization to bring in a guy to compete with Daniel Jones. So if you don't have a quarterback that's competing with Daniel Jones, then that means the two schleps that you have now aren't competing with Daniel Jones. It's a mess. This whole damn thing is an absolute mess. And I don't even know if they could fix it. I really don't know if they're going to be able to fix it. Truly don't. Daniel Jones running out of the pocket, doing that sort of thing this past Sunday in the beginning of the game drove me kind of nuts. It's like, Daniel, throw the ball. And then he eventually started throwing the damn football and he looked terrible. So maybe Daboll's just trying to mask the awful QB that he has. Maybe he's just trying to do that with his athletic ability. I don't know. All I know is this. Awful showing, but it's not all on Daniel Jones. It falls on the general manager and Brian Daboll for bringing back a quarterback that they don't believe in. That's their fault. You were better off cutting Daniel Jones, giving Tyrod Taylor what he wanted, and then toughed out the rest of the season. You were better off doing that. Instead, you have Jones on your roster. You signed Drew Lock. You don't believe in him. And now look where we're at. Pathetic.